Okay, so we have a question here that says simplify this expression made up of 4 terms. So what we've got to remember about simplify is we can only simplify things down if they're like terms, like meaning the same type. So the +5 and the takeaway 8 here are both just in numbers involved, no letters, no variables. So they can be dealt with as +5, takeaway 8, which gives you -3. So our answer for simplifying should have takeaway 3 involved somewhere. And when we look at the x terms, we've got 7x's, takeaway 3x's. So we've got to be careful that we always remember that the sign stays with the thing to the right, the term to the right. So we've got 7x takeaway 3x, so that's like saying we've got 7 takeaway 3, which is 4, and we're talking about x's, so it's 4x's. So when we combine these two to get the final answer, we end up with 4x's takeaway 3, and we can see that that one's there. Question 4 goes on and talks about some data, and you've got to draw a bar chart. So again, we've got to have in our mind, what does a bar chart look like? Well, it's bars with gaps and category labels underneath here, and a label there. Always frequency, telling you how many of the items happened for each bar. And it's important that if you don't do the labels, then you will lose marks. So it's really important if you draw a chart or a diagram that you label it properly to tell the story. So we've got to think about scale. So we've got to go to 9, that's the largest frequency for this data. So as it happens, there's enough squares to go up in 1s. If you couldn't go up in 1s, then you would try going up in 2s, and if that didn't work to give you enough on the scale to get to the maximum number, then you try 5s, 10s, and so forth. Keep trying nice multiple numbers. You wouldn't do 7s usually, unless everything was a multiple of 7, of course. Again, this idea of labelling, it's a key idea, so labelling is really important. So we've got to make sure we label each of the axes, so this will be frequency, and then we can start drawing the categories. Remember that we've got to have gaps between each bar, so we go to 9 for walking. And again we label. Then we go to 8 for the bus, leaving a gap. So again, it's important, remember, to leave that gap for a bar chart. We only don't leave gaps if we're drawing histograms when we're drawing bars. So we've got to go to label this one, and that was for the bus. Again, leave a gap, and the next one was car at 7. Again, being careful that we're being accurate. Again, label. And for the last one, gap, and then we have to go to 1 for taxi. Okay, so again, these exam papers are photocopied, so don't spend ages shading in thoroughly, but just do a little bit of a light hash just to make it clear where the bars are, just in case your pencil and so forth doesn't show through very well. And again, we've labelled the bars themselves, but we haven't labelled the axes. So again, it's really important we want 4 marks, so we'll label everything. So this will simply be types of travel, because it's about travelling to school. We could finish off by giving the bar chart a full title as well. So bar chart to show how students travel to school. Again, should align with the ruler. Let's do it quickly to show you what's going on. So a key thing with drawing charts and diagrams then is to label. Make sure you think about a sensible scale that goes up evenly. We wouldn't be going 1, 7, 8 and 9. We'd make sure there's an equal gap between each of the tick marks and so forth, and we thoroughly labelled everything to get 4 marks.